Irünter, burada almaktan çok mutluyum. Thank you. Çok sağ olun. Bueno, San Sebastian, I brought this video because San Sebastian this year is the Capital Cultural Europe of 2016, and I encourage you that you see a little bit my spectacular city. Well, as I tell in the beginning in my words, I've been waiting to come here for many years. From one side, you know, Spain and Turkey, we are very close. From other side, I know many Turkish people. Also, my family has been, my father that was very, very happy here and sends regards to you. He couldn't come with me. Also, my family. And, you know, we have many guests. Some of you, I know, have been to us. Thank you again, the organization, as all the speakers told together. It's fantastic, the organization, all the effort. You are very kind. You show us so many things. Everything is perfect, and we know what effort is this. Thank you really to make it possible. Also to Mr. Gokensausen and all his team. Muchas, muchas gracias. Thank you. Now I will talk about, I was asked to talk about Arzak, what we do there, that you understand our life, no? And I will try not to talk too long, because there is Andoni later, but that you understand the people that haven't been our life. I'm a chef and the co-director of Arzak in San Sebastian. Arzak exists since the year 1897. I'm the fourth generation of cooks in my family, perhaps the last, because I have two children, but I cannot force them. In my case, I did it because I was fascinated of the food since I was 11 years old. When I decided to be a chef, many people didn't understand it, but I wanted absolutely. And you know, sometimes the parents are right. And my parents, when I told them, Elena, are you sure? Perhaps because I used to go to the restaurant in the summer holidays with my sister. She's 1 year older than me, and now she's a historian of art. And she works in the Guggenheim Museum. She's subdirector of education. I said, yes, I want, but sometimes parents are right, no? Some are not, but sometimes are right. And I said, perhaps they are right. So I finished school, I went to Switzerland to do a hotel and cooking school in the Swiss-German part in Lucerne. I work in many hotels, in cooking service, room service, everything. And then I went to France, to Britain, to enlarge my knowledge in food, in the cuisine. So I was completely sure. So I never regret when they say, it's so hard. Yes, from one side, but all the good professions, well done, not easy at all, no? It's true, it's long hours, but the chefs will learn to live with them. So I wouldn't change my profession today. The restaurant Arzak has passed from different styles. In the period of my grandparents, it was a tavern, because it's located, if you have been, in a very strange place. Looks like a restaurant that nobody knows, no? And it was a tavern. Then my grandmother, she got widow very young and became a restaurant for celebrating weddings and celebrating. And then my father, he changed it from the restaurant to the restaurant what is today. To let you know, well, I know some of you know, but we are very proud. It's not easy, but we are happy about. Arzak maintains 3 Michelin stars since the year 89, so 28 consecutive years, and we are really very proud about it and very happy. In these 100 years that the restaurant exists, perhaps we have a lot of plates, imagine, a lot of recipes, and the recipes have changed, but the mentality and the philosophy that how we work hasn't changed. We want that people that come to the restaurant, really they come to a restaurant. It is a restaurant, they pay, so for us it's a business, but it's more than a business. What we do is when they come to our house, no? And we want them to feel that they were in our house. This is why we say Arzak is a family restaurant, with the difference that they pay, no? Not in your own house, but we cannot invite everybody. So, from other side, I will tell you that San Sebastian is in a privileged place geographically. When people say, why is the food so good in San Sebastian? No, it's because we are located in a privileged space. For the fish products, there are a lot of farmers. For the vegetables, it's really very, very important. The land is very intense, and this intensity of the land marks our way of cooking and is really very seasonal. No? Here, for us, for the Basque, the food, I think here is also, no? Reflects the way of life. We celebrate everything around with the food, no? Everything. So, and everything is celebrated since we were born until people die. Also, we celebrate from the cradle to grave, no? You will see, but how is it possible you survive so many years from generations? In our case, for example, we respect a lot the previous generations. My father respects a lot his grandmother, and he still reminds the good things and advices that she gave her. And me also, no? You need to, when people now, they say, who is the chef, your father and you? No. My father, since until he will alive, even if he will be 110 years old, he will still my chef, no? Even, no? And this is very important. Also, thank you. I say that because he's not here. Eh? No, we understand very well. And also, you need to continue all these generations. You need how to value what your land gives. It's very important to be very, very, very close to the producers to understand and to work with your products. We make the difference between raw materials and ingredients. Raw materials is what your land provides, what you can buy, what the farmers buy you. Why? Because you can control the quality and you can control the freshness, no? And if there is a problem, you can talk directly to the producer or the farmer and phone him, please, we don't like, can you come the car, take the car and bring this back? It's not what we want, no? So we discuss also a little bit, no? It's the only way, but to trust them. For me, the future is the future of being very close to the producers, no? And also to respect your environment. In San Sebastian, we are very respectful for the environment and the sustainability. Nobody will serve anchovies if they tell you not to serve anchovies. People will look bad at you. Eh? So, and you buy to the land people, normally they send the products in the market that you know that they handle well, no? The Basque cuisine is always, even if we are very modern and use the last technique, is always present in our palate. We don't forget that we are Basque. And what we do is, sometimes we go into the roots, we study old books, and we rediscover always a lot of things. Like we saw here with the Turkish people, no? That they always find something new that perhaps was from the past. The past is very important also. Don't forget what the other people have made, the other chefs, the way that show you. There was in the 70s a movement that really was really important also, the new Basque cuisine. It was led especially by my father and Pedro Subijana and this group of chefs. No? They opened very much the food to the people, they brought it to the people, so it was very, very good. And what they did also, we started to introduce new products that were unknown. Also, they correct the Basque recipes that were not right on the way. And also, what they did, they brought the food to the people. If you go to our restaurants, no, from here to Antonio, to Josean in the Basque area, that there is no social class. Everybody earns, put money on the side and goes to this restaurant. Of course, for Igor, on the back is Igor, my chef assistant in the laboratory, so a very important person to Arzak, and he's passing the images because he says, I don't do well. So thank you, Igor. I hope I'm doing well this time. And also, to go further, we need innovation. Innovation is the cooking next, my father. And this, in Arzak, we have a mixture, because the restaurant is so old, of staff that work for 40 years and others that work perhaps 5 years. So it's a mixture of old and young. Is very good from one side professionally, and from other side is very good because the old learn the young, and the young is very, very interesting. Here is the kitchen. We renovate little by little the restaurant, first one side, the other by another side. My husband is architect, and we have a decorator that from always. So as you know, is a lot of family in the restaurant. So I continue when you talk about innovation, I think everybody asks yourself, and what's next? Where are you going? What are you doing this year? What is your new direction, no? How don't you lose the innovation? For me, our tendencies don't change from one day to the other. No, not from one day for day. So our type of cooking makes us, we keep working and keep when you work and work again and you study them again, you will we go deep in them and discover new directions. Also, I hear that today also, that the demand of a changing society and sets the agenda in the kitchen. So it's true that without being conscious of it, if I take pictures of plates of 40 years of Arzak or 20 years, without being conscious, we change the style. Now today, we eat lighter, we eat not so much, no, and we eat more vegetables. The time cookings are shorter to maximize the flavors and nutritional properties of the food. Here is the laboratory or testing kitchen that has been renewed also. This space exists since the year 2000, but even before, when we didn't have the testing kitchen, is Igor Zalakain, that is here today, and Xavier Gutierrez, that create, and with my father and me, the new plates. There is a space, this space has, so this is why we will take a lot of spices, because here in Turkey you are masters of mixing spices, and here we create the new plates. First, what we do is, when we have the idea, we discuss within us, then when we are very, very direct, no? It's not a problem. We don't get injured, we don't get hurt, no. The work is the work. And here, and then my father and me, we taste them, we accept new ideas, but also they accept our critics. And as I told you, my father and me, we formed a tandem that started 20 years ago. To get the new innovation and to get it's not easy, because what happens that today we have where the tendencies come from. No, the problem is today we have too much information around us. Everybody with internet, with the TV. No, we have much more information than before. What we do is we use the information that can help us and contribute something to the plate, no? For example, as you saw before, is a crush can of a local beer, and that we drink is in our area, and is the visual perception of this can show us that we can use it as a container of an appetizers, no? Also, the images today help you, no? Here you have the images of a moving image that is the base of a plate. Here, this plate is a monkfish low tide, like the low tide in San Sebastian. When you go on the beach, you will see a lot of shells, a lot of seaweeds, no? We imitate also, we like the ideas in the plates also, no? Also, we like playful representations. We like that the guest has an interactive role, that he, just a moment, Igor, please, here, that the guest takes part with his thing, no? With his thoughts. So we are not for showing people. We are that they are with us, no? I don't like when they tell me, Elena, make this or this or this or this. No, it's always if you want. It's a suggestion, no? This plate is one of the plates recently that we made is a fish, is a travel to Egypt. No? From one side we have hieroglyphics. That is a puree. We could serve the puree in a normal way, but I thought it was very funny, no? And the intention is, I took the translation from internet, and my intention is to say, I hope you like it. But I'm not sure. I think so. Then this is the wall, the dark is the wall of the pyramid with squid ink. The squid ink is very basque. We use in many, many things, no? And then is the Nile, the river. So also, all these plays started years ago. Years ago, what we do, also we like, as I tell you, humor. No, of course, the gastronomy is very serious. No, we don't spend so many years, we don't spend so many hours. We are not so worried about if we don't think it's serious. No, it's not a joke. It's really very serious. No, but I think life should be more not so tremendous. No, we want that people leave the problems at the door. And all these started years ago, but when, for example, we study how the color influences the food, no? And conditions the sense of the taste. If a plate looked nicer, the same plate, we made some examples. One was, oh, it's fantastic, and the other people didn't want to eat it. So it was, you stimulate with the eyes, no? It's to eat with the eyes, like in the old times. To do all this, this is another support, is a bunch of flowers that you can serve. This is ladybirds that are very in the Basque old stories for children, no? And is another way of presentation in a bunch of flowers. Next, please. So to do all this that we are doing, we are not alone. We need help, and we ask collaborators, and we ask people that are experts in other fields that perhaps we are not so good in them, or we don't have enough knowledge about, no? And here they are, for example, universities, they are researchers, they are people specialized in food, historians of food, and with all different types. In universities and physical chemicals that really help us to get some results that perhaps with them, I'm sure we couldn't. And to be safe and to be sure that what we are doing is right and is not what we are doing is right. No? So we are very lucky that a lot of institutions and like of universities help us, no? And also, next please, we are also inspired by many chefs. Here we came together. It's so nice to see how we came, the Basque and Albert, no? All the chefs that are here, really they inspire us a lot, no? All the projects of the El Bulli Foundation, from the family Adrià, from Mugarit, from Josean, and the Rocas, and many others inspire, and we can really ask them with our problem. They will share their knowledge with us. And so I think this is important for the people, and I recommend you to do that. It's a very nice experience because you will get some results. It's not to copying. It's not the way of copying. It's the way of working together. We are happy about that, and really do that also. So, to describe yourself is not easy when they ask you, what type of cooking are you doing? No? When they ask for example, that they said it before, no, to the Turkish, but this is type, is this Turkish, what is this, no? My family took us a long time to find a definition about our food, because people came to us saying, what is this type of food? No, and we find the description is a signature cuisine. So still the humans, we are important in our hand. We are still handcraft people, no? Basque, because we have the Basque identity. Perhaps if I were born in Istanbul, I will use other spices, no? It's not that our cuisine is better than yours or yours is better than ours. It's what I grew up with. Then research, evolving, cutting edge. We are contemporary. We cook with the new tendencies. The tendencies help, I said again before, to get special results. So you will never do a sphere of chocolate if you don't know how to blaze it and to work the temperature. Or the caramel that we saw yesterday at the school, no, is you need to know this technique, no? And next, please. I tell you, in the beginning, at the beginning I told you that San Sebastian is the capital cultural of Europe this year. And the item of this year is culture to live in harmony. This was the major item in San Sebastian. And everything turned this year about culture to live in harmony. So the chefs, we were invited to be in this program, in the culture program. We were very, very thankful about, and for us it was an honor. And every of our chefs, we take part in a way, no? I gave a conference in Gastromasa, where many Turkish chefs came, that was named Cooking to Live Together in Harmony. So today and yesterday I heard that everything is around, happens around a table. For me, everything happens around a table. For me, it's the point of union most important in the world. Everything happens around a table, no? And as you know, gastronomy, for me, is one of the results of the high capacity of the humans to be creative, and gets better and better and gains when they mix with other cultures. The human had always the necessity of be mixed with other cultures. It's real that the coexistence between different cultures makes better a new cuisine. So, please, Igor, right now.
Welcome to the center of the world, the heart, the core, the epicenter, the hub around which all of our lives revolve. Laughter, friends, games, love, parties, football, music. This is where we talk, yell, sing, teach our children, argue, laugh, and become family, friends, and partners. Problems are solved, deals are closed, peace agreements signed, and grudges forgotten. Stories told 1,000 times are retold. Any excuse is a good one to sit down, but you may never find one to get up. Our world is a table, and its legs hold up our lives.
This was the table of Arzak. I wanted to show how important is the table. Globalization is important, but the globalization, you know, today the plane shortened the distances. Internet annihilated them, and globalization is all over. But we need how to use this globalization, not that we do everything the same, no? But don't lose. I don't want to lose our identity or personality. Raw materials and taste are still the main players in this movie, no? And everything we do, the presentations, the research, and is to emphasize them and not to mask them. So everything is to make them better. We are always using, as I told you, the best, and for us the seasons are very important. We don't want to mix the flavor with to mask the flavor and the aroma of the raw materials. No, and but it's important. I tell you that everything, also in the dining room, that the service staff has become very important today. It's not only for show and to make nice. Has to be, in my opinion, to a reason. As I told you, cooking makes us richer, and a plate can make us travel. I like to travel to the world to see and to observe other new food cultures that for you perhaps are from always and traditional, but for me are new techniques and open new ways, no? Like tiri, monti, dolma, sukur, raki is the drink like in the Basque pacharan, mese, kolum, baklava, but for you are perhaps normal, but for me are extremely modern. Ayran, isot, salep, no, emene. So this, I will have lots of ideas when I back, no? This is why. Turkey is we show is we will need to spend almost 1 year to know all the areas, because this is the right side, the left side, the Ottoman, the Anatolia, etc., etc. No, is very, very interesting. No, and also it would be good to read more about that. That I think all the chefs we will do. No. Also, to go forward, you need to risk. You need to risk. No, but if you cook always safe and you do the same. Oh, how nice! These people like it. Oh, the restaurant is full. Oh, how do you like? But the passionate chefs, this is for us no passion. No, it's not only a business. The restaurant, you need to risk, and to go further, you need to risk. No, sometimes we are not sure also what we are doing. My family, sometimes when we do a new plate, perhaps those days we don't want to go to the dining room because we are not completely sure that people will accept it. But it's the only way to, you need to trust in your experience and confidence. In the last moments, people, and what are you doing now? What are you doing now? Everybody is obsessed and they know everything new, the nouveautés, the last hit. No. Now, since a few time ago, I'm what we are doing. We are in a phase of rethinking, and we rethink everything because we have made so much. We have so much information that I decide that I need to stop and rethink, and to adapt everything, all the information and all the knowledge we have to the new times. No. This is an expression you will hear me not only today, you will hear me several times, no? And the idea came because the world is changing, as you know, very fast. The gastronomy is changing, the techniques, tastes, experiences related to the cooking are changing. And what about us, no? Rethink is to make an analysis of all that, what we have done until now, no? What I really want is to demand happiness. Perhaps we have forgot a little bit that we are in the restaurant to have pleasure and enjoyment, no? I want to defend the flavor. We believe in the nature's intensity. The nature gives us the most intensity. Build our country to reclaim our small producers. They are very important, and respect the local products. Also, to be an economic engine in our countries. The chefs, we are becoming famous, and we can help our regions and we can help our countries. They listen to us now. But also, I want to praise the simple. Our work, experimentations, and processes are very complicated, but for me the result should be simple or apparently simple. We work in a type now of work that is a multifaceted cuisine, but my hallmark is the tastement of the simplicity. To explain this rethink I've been talking about, I will show you a small video. Please, Igor.
Dear friends, colleagues, journalists, and other visitors, dear Dad, it's time to rethink everything. The world is changing, gastronomy is changing, diners are changing. The experiences we have in the kitchen are changing. Our awareness of our environment, the way we communicate, it's all changing. And what about chefs? In this context, our profession and our roles as professionals are also changing. Before we just cooked. Today, we've moved out of the kitchen, sometimes a bit more than we'd like to. Today, more than ever, we're slaves to our professions, but we also have more power. We're social role models, representative of a country or of a culture. Yes, it's time to think and rethink. To rethink of cooking as a social tool. We don't just feed stomachs, We fill the table with conversations, thoughts, and experiences. To rethink the role of cooking as an economic trigger. Our work has important economic consequences. To conquer a country through its stomach is the shortest route. For example, we introduce people far beyond our borders to San Sebastian, the Basque Country, or Spain. 4 decades ago, a group of chefs revolutionized our kitchens and created a concept and a movement, the new Basque cuisine. Since then, that work has attracted visitors, has generated revenue, and has built a brand for a city and a country. To rethink cooking as a source of knowledge. We cooks spend all day learning from our colleagues, from conferences, from publications, and above all, our work consists of searching and researching. We should collaborate and share what we've learned with the science and food industries. Rethink the kitchen to strengthen the whole sector. In these times, fine dining restaurants are experience and content generators. The plate is our pretext for telling stories. Our cuisine starts with the producers and in the markets. Sharing our process is much more than highlighting the plate. It's to awaken a new respect for the products and producers that form part of the gastronomic cycle and the cycle of life. Rethink gastronomy to awaken attitudes. From our kitchens, we can awaken a curiosity for environmental awareness. To see the world as a place where we're just like renters who have to leave things in good shape when we go. To awaken an interest in biodiversity. To encourage the use of locally sourced raw materials. To demand varieties and species that our lifestyle has condemned to extinction. To recommend seasonal consumption and associate a healthy diet with quality of life. Rethink cooking as a lifestyle. Our lives are conditioned by speed. Everything in our world has to be fast right now. Fast food, fast cars, quick money, quick sex. In Arzak, we don't get this fast thing. We are a 100-plus-year-old restaurant. I'm 4th generation Arzak. For quite some time, I've shared chef's whites with my father, and someday I'll take on that marvelous but complicated responsibility alone. But I'm not in a hurry to do things. I've grown up watching dishes and plans being made over a low flame. That's the lifestyle I want for my family, my team, and my country. And I'll defend it, wooden spoon in hand. Lots of love. Thank you very much.
Bueno, and now to finish, I want to thank you, especially the organization again, all the Turkish chefs that are bringing us to very much. Well, a special mention to my friend Mehmet Gors that introduced me the Turkish cuisine already 20 years ago, and I promise you that I will be back. Thank you, thank you. Çok sağ ol. Adios.